This podcast is supported by FX's English Teacher. Last year's critically acclaimed series returns to follow Evan, Gwen, and Marky as they vie for their students' divided attention. See why Cosmopolitan called its premiere season a masterclass of comedy, while Glamour raved it's the year's funniest and most heartwarming new comedy series. FX's English Teacher. All new Thursdays on FX. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I seen this video, and it was a video talking on Just the Robot's return to the drama scene. And there was a comment in that video where left by Just the Robot. And it's just, to me, it's very funny and it's very hypocritical. So the person was pretty much calling him out for defending Cinnabear. And Just the Robot's response was, that was a year ago, move on. That's what his response was to whoever this individual was. And I just find it so funny because, for those that you know, a little bit of a recap of our history, more so something that I was saying in between our history was that I was telling these guys, talking on him and his fans, I was telling them, let me be. Leave me alone. The stuff that you guys are talking on, that happened last year. That happened 2 years ago. That happened 3 years ago. That happened 4 years ago. Fam, the fact that I would be telling some of Just the Robot's fans that are still left that this drama between me and him started almost 10 years ago. Like, after some months done passed by, I'm going to be hitting the 10-year anniversary of me and his drama starting off, of it kicking off and things. Wouldn't it be making more sense if I were to be telling him and his fans that? I find it funny, though, that in overall, like, so I guess, like, for those that are new to my podcast, you're new to me, like, you're just now discovering this Just the Robot rabbit hole and stuff, but you're curious, like, how did the drama between you and him start? Like, what happened between, did you guys used to be friends? Did you guys, like, what happened? We were never friends. I just want to make that clear in case if anybody, you know, wishes that evilness upon me. But no, overall, the drama, so it started because there, at the time being, there were people that did reaction videos that were getting hated on. And it's crazy because, like, some of those people don't even exist anymore. But overall, though, that was why the drama between me and him has started. So I did a video defending these YouTubers, and he got on me over it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, I just find that so odd where it's like, even just talking on that, like, you get on me for defending YouTubers, they ain't did nothing wrong. Like, overall, at the end of the day, how many times do you see people doing reaction videos, and how many times do you see people defending pedophiles, predators, groomers, whatever you want to call Cinnabear? Throughout my 15 years of being a content creator, that has never been an idea that's crossed my mind, where I'm going to defend somebody where they're obviously guilty. You know, like, that's one thing about it where I'm like, fam, just to even talk on, like, I guess, like, the times where I done did, like, crime videos, crime podcast episodes, stuff like that, I need to do more. Well, I know I'll be doing, like, them body cam reaction videos and stuff, but even just using them body cam reaction videos as an example, yes, there have been times where I have taken the, I guess, like, if you want to call them a suspect, but yeah, I have taken their side because I'm like, nah, them cops is acting crazy. But the thing is this though, it's clear as day that you can see the cops is acting crazy. But let's say it's a body cam video with a guy come walking up out his house, shoot and kill some police officers. And I'm like, okay, well, cops, they kill people all the time. What he did wasn't all that bad. How do you think that would turn out if I were to say something along those lines? Or you know what? And a matter of fact, what do you think Just a Robot would say if I were to say something like that? And then I'm like, and then I guess a year from now, I'm like, everybody, move on. I said that last year. That's old news. Talk on something new. Talk on something. I'm like, fam, okay, well, where do you want us to begin? I guess even if we do erase the Cinnabear crap, there's still all this other crap that you done did to people. So, like, that's what I would like to know. Like, the things that you done came out and said in videos, the things that you've been exposed on, you know, like, stuff that you have even properly apologized for. What about, because that was the video that I was reacting to. It was of this, what's that guy's name? Hold on for a second. Let me go back and find the YouTube video. But it was a pretty good video. It was overall talking on it was like this. He was pretty much defending his friends. But Cartoon She, it was a video titled Pondering Over Just a Robot. And pretty good video. Definitely recommend you guys go check it out. I have to say, probably out of all the videos I hadn't seen about Just a Robot, this was definitely the shortest video. But anyways, but no, overall though, Just a Robot did do a video where he was he mentioned Cartoon She in the video, because Cartoon She was he was defending his friends, and I'm like, fam, there ain't nothing wrong with that. And overall, his friends were those that Just a Robot was stalking at VidCon, 2023 VidCon and 2024 VidCon. So that's what Cartoon She was mainly talking about. Why Just a Robot felt, and that's the thing though, that's who Just a Robot is. If he sees you talking about him in a negative way, he has to call you out on that. He has to talk about that, and it's things like that where I'm like, fam, that's just somebody defending their friends. What's up with you having an issue where it's like people can't defend their friends, they can't defend other YouTubers, they can't do none of that, but it's okay if you defend a pedophile and then one of your fans talking on that Vincent Martin guy, they can turn around and defend you, knowing that the actions and all the different stuff that you did was wrong. But that's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Why is that? That's what I would like to know. Why is it okay? Just overall asking that haymaker question. Why is it okay for you to defend the people that you like, and then for your fans to defend you on your actions? But it's a problem when we want to defend somebody, or we want to, because I think overall that was like the reason why Cartoon She was even talking about, or even has seen that video, is because Just a Robot was talking on somebody that's also being canceled, because I think they were they were, I don't know, I really don't know too much about the person, but overall though, they did something crazy, so yeah, it's one of those, and I think it was just one of those things where it's like, it's so crazy, like you can't really associate yourself with this individual no more. But Just a Robot thought it would be a good idea, like, oh, well, since this person is being canceled, let me do a video about them, and then try to take some of the cancellation that I'm going through and push it off onto them. It don't work like that. That's the thing, though. Just a Robot, he wants people to move on, but I'm like, fam, people are not going to move on. Like, there are people that are, like, there's that one fan of yours where, and maybe this fan doesn't exist, but let's just say that there's this fan of yours that exists, right? Where they were subscribed to you for years, fought battles that that you was a part of, like, went day and night. Overall, just, being just a Robot fan. Overall. But you do this video, and let's just say their background history is that they've dealt with pedophiles in their life. They've dealt with groomers. That's something that traumatizes them, right? Because this reminds me of when I got into it with Minnesota Boy, and how he was expecting people to just take his side because he said so and stuff. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But anyways, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background story on Minnesota Boy. But overall, though, there's that fan that's dealt with pedophiles, groomers, predators, whatever the case may be, with Cinnabare and stuff. But overall, they dealt with that in their life. Now, the day before you upload this video, they're like, man, I can't wait to see what Just a Robot's next video is going to be about. Oh, man, like, I'm such a big fan. Oh, I love Just a Robot's videos. You upload that video, and all of that trauma that they buried, like, all of it. Like, there's like, okay, I'm never going to go through this again. There's never going to be a time where I have to see this or be a part of this and all this other stuff. You upload that video where you're defending, and let's just say, that fan knows about, or even if they don't know about Cinnabare, but still. How do you think that fan feels about that? That's what I mean by, like, Just a Robot don't care about nobody besides himself. That's something that I've said before, and I'm like, fam, it's clear as day right now. He does not care about nobody besides himself and his thought process. This man had his girlfriend, his roommate, and his neighbor tell him this was a bad video. What did he do? He turned around and uploaded the video anyways. And then when people called him out on it, it backfired in pretty much in his face. A year later, he's telling people, move on. Why? Why should we move on? Besides the fact of this happening a year ago, why else should we move on? My thing is this. What happened a part of all of this where I guess like, oh, it was blown out of proportion. It wasn't, it's not this big deal. It's not like, fam, you used your platform to try to make it seem like that a pedophile, groomer, predator, whatever you want to call the girl, you tried to make it seem like that what she did, it wasn't all that bad. Fam, it was horrible. Like, the thing is this, even if we just talking on Cinebear, I haven't seen all the documents. I haven't seen all the screenshots besides the stuff that gets shown in videos. But just even hearing the headline of what she did. She had an inappropriate conversation with a minor. You can't defend that. There ain't no defending that. There ain't no looking at it as like, oh, well, that's okay. I mean, it ain't like she did anything else. What my thing is this. That's one of the lowest things that you can possibly do. What other bad things could she have done? I guess, like, I don't want to really come out and say nothing, but overall, at the end of the day, what she did, it wasn't it wasn't all that bad. It was not, it's not it's horrible. I don't think he understands. And you know what? The thing is this is something that I've said before. What do you think that video would have been if, let's say, we take away Cinebear and then I'm pretty much in Cinebear's shoes. I had an inappropriate conversation with a minor. How do you think that would have worked out? You know, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, fam, you have to understand that just because you're seeing things from your perspective, that doesn't mean that other people are also going to see it from your perspective too. All they're seeing is that you defended a pedophile and you want people to move on from the fact that you defended a pedophile. There ain't no moving on from that. It ain't no, because my thing is this. And you guys, that's something that you really got to sit down and think about. You had tried to get your fan base to cancel me for 4 years straight and some. You know, like the 4 years, that's like when it was like really active, going crazy, dislikes, lies, rumors, all these other different things like nonstop harassment, racism, all of that. All like literally the whole 100 yards, bro. I went through all of that with Just a Robot's fan base. And that was all because that all started because of some reaction videos. And then when that didn't work out, they were like, oh, well, let's just say it's because of the criticism. That didn't work out. Oh, let's say he made fun of this guy's dead mom. That didn't work out. Oh, let's say he ignored a suicidal girl. That didn't work out. Well, dang, now what can we do? Well, let's just harass him. Let's just bring up his childhood trauma. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm like, fam, still, none of that wasn't going to, because my thing is this, it wasn't genuine. It wasn't like it was something that, I guess, a bunch of people, you're trying to have your own personal opinion matter. It doesn't matter, bro. Nobody doesn't care if they don't care if you like, or if you don't like reaction videos or me or anything else. That, like, fam, that is on you. That is 100% on you. Now, if my thing is this, if this would have been a private conversation, like you had this outside of YouTube, you had this, like, it's just you sitting among, maybe, just maybe, somebody would have cared. But you try to bring your own personal opinion. I mean, it ain't even about me, but it's like just with everything that you ever talked on. You're trying to bring your own personal opinion and you're trying to make people accept it. Fam, it don't work like that. Everybody is not thinking along the lines like you. They don't want to do that. Because look where, I guess, like having a Just a Robot mindset, look at where that landed you. So why do you think other people will want to be a part of that? Like, and that's something where he could go ahead and say, oh, I never said people had to. I'm like, fam, it's funny with Just a Robot. Anytime when you say something, he has to it has to be something that he's disagreeing on, or he's trying to they're like, oh, you took it the wrong way. You're like, no, bruh, no. It's like for once in your life, actually have a response that can be like, oh, okay, so he's responding to everything. Like, he's don't just respond to some of the things where you got to compel an argument for it and all that stuff. But yeah, this situation though, it does remind me of Minnesota Boy. And for those that don't know who he is, that was a YouTuber that I had got into it with back 10 years ago. I'm like, dang, man, it's crazy to think that was 10 years ago. But anyways, but no, Minnesota Boy, he decided, and this, I don't think it's, no, he never did. Because I think even there was like a short video that he did years ago, Just a Robot did, and he kind of like mentioned Just a Robot mentioned Just a Robot. No, he mentioned Minnesota Boy. But no, overall though, that was, so if you guys like remember a YouTuber where it was like he was kind of in between me and Just a Robot. Just a Robot was working on a video about this Minnesota Boy guy. He knew that me and Minnesota Boy didn't get along, so he was like, oh, well, let me cut this deal with you. Let me help you out with your content and all that. And then it's like, yeah, overall, he didn't exactly say it, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, well, okay, I know that you're making a video out of all the different videos, because if you guys look, the way that I do content, I upload videos in bulk. So there's all this different content that I'm uploading. You only paid attention to the Minnesota Boy content. It's not like, and the funny thing about it is that, so Minnesota Boy, to give you guys a little bit of context on who he is, he was a racist YouTuber. And Just a Robot thought for some reason that I needed help going up against a racist YouTuber, where the only way that this racist YouTuber can make a comeback at me when I called him out on his behavior is by calling me a racist name, even though this man was 10 shades dark. He was like 50 shades of black. Like, I'm saying, like, this man, okay, maybe he might like a dark brown, but he was blacker than me. Like, my thing is this: I can turn on so we can both be in a dark room. Turn on the light on me, I'ma light up. You turn the light on him, he's gonna be the same complexion he was with the lights out. So, like, that's why it was just funny to me where he's calling me all these racist, derogatory names and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, you're blacker than me. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I guess, like, yeah, maybe you look at my skin complexion, you're like, oh yeah, definitely somebody in your bloodline, they had to have been like a different race or something. You, on the other hand, fam, your heart, soul, brain, body, everything straight from the roots of Africa. Like, you are a dark-skinned individual, my friend. So it was just, to me, I was having fun with Minnesota Boy. Like, if you go back and you watch, because a lot of the Minnesota Boy videos are still up, but I was having fun with that situation. I think I am going to do a podcast episode where I do talk on Minnesota Boy, because there are some new information surrounding him and stuff. And overall, I think that's going to probably end up being the next episode and stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, just overall talk on Just a Robot, like my conclusion with him and stuff. We ain't gonna move on, bruh. There ain't no moving on from what you did. Just like how you went after me for 4 years, this is gonna probably, I think for as long as you're a content creator, people are always gonna bring this up. Like, that's one thing about it. It's like, because him and his fans, they love doing that. They love getting into an argument with you, and then they like to bring up some old stuff that don't even matter. And it's like, fam, let's just talk on what's going on right now. They were like, nah, remember that time you ignored a suicidal girl? It wasn't even... And I've talked on that. That was just a Robot fan. I'm like, I guess for those that didn't hear about it before and stuff, but... Anyways, I'm like, yeah, bro, ain't nobody moving on from what you did. I'm like, people are going to, for as long as people want to talk about this, I guess, like, unless everybody that's on the internet right now disappears and it's just a whole new wave of people getting into the internet, that'll be the only way. But other than that, for as long as I'm a content creator, for as long as everybody else is a content creator, you can't stop all of us from talking about you. So that's one thing about it, where it's like, there ain't no moving on from it. It's like, you just gonna have to accept the fact that it's like, yeah, you did something, you messed up, now you're gonna have to pay for your actions. So anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.